Gurdwara Guru Sangha? I guess. I bet you never said I guess when somebody gave you the games, did they? We should have more respect for everyone than that. All right? Okay, we're going to start our class like every other day. We start by folding our hands, smiles on our face, and our mind with our Guru, with full respect. We say, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ। How many of you actually understood, what did we discuss yesterday? ਕੱਲ ਕਿਹਦੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ? Ali, ਕਾਹਦੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ? ਜੋ ਮੰਗਿਆ ਠਾਕੁਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਤੇ ਸੋਈ ਸੋਈ ਦੇਵੇ। How many of you actually understood? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਕੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਿਚੋੜ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ? ਆਪਾਂ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ? ਦੱਸੋ? Only the beloved ones. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਆ। ਕਿਹੜੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਆ? Who's dear to you? Your best friend? Why is he or she dear to you as a best friend? ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਨਜ਼ਦੀਕੀ ਦੋਸਤ ਮਤਲਬ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ? ਬੱਚਾ ਬੈਠਾ ਛੋਟਾ ਛੋਟਾ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ।
ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਕਰੋ। ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਸੁਣਨਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਇੰਨਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਸਮਝਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ, ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਪੁੱਛੀਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ। ਰੌਂਗ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਦੇਖੂਗਾ ਬੇਟਾ, ਐਨ ਆਪਣੀ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲ ਰੱਖੂਗਾ। ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਠੀਕ ਦੱਸਦੀ ਹਾਂ, ਬੇਸ਼ੱਕ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਨਾ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਬੋਡੀ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜ ਨਾਲ ਬੜਾ ਕੁਝ ਸਮਝ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ।
All right, so let's show some respect for the Guru. The Guru Darbar, when we sit in the Guru Darbar, do you guys go to school and then you look around, you don't care what the teacher says, what's written on the board? Board te ki likhya, teacher kitte boli janda. Do you just talk, you look around? How many of you actually do that? It's not very funny. Because if you are, you're wasting your parents' time, money, you're wasting the school's time and school's money. You shouldn't even be in the school then. How many of you actually look around when you're actually playing the computer games? Nobody does. You're focused. We should be at least, when we take the 30 to 45 minutes out of our life, we should be at least focused. We should be listening. That's why we came here. If we're not here to listen, then we're in the wrong place in the first place. We're here to learn Punjabi. We're here to learn about our culture, identity. ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਪਛਾਣ ਜਾਣਨੀ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਸੱਭਿਆਚਾਰ ਜਾਣਨਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਜਾਣਨਾ। So we discussed a shabd yesterday that was Jo Mangya Thakur Apne Ke Soi Soi De. The question was, no matter what we ask, are we going to get it? Yes or no? Yes or no? No. Don't be shy, just give me an answer. Say it out loud. No. Why is that? Honey? Only the beloved ones, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦਾਸ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈ। And who are those beloved ones? People that give up the 5 bad things. What are those 5 bad things? तो सारे शुरू हो गए, ऊंची बोल के दसो। काम, good. And what are those things? If you have them, you become what? You become boggle. Do we want to be boggle? So if we give up those 5 things, what are we going to become? अले भी पागल बनना नहीं, फिर आप सियाने हो जाएंगे, आप न्याणे भी हो जाएंगे, गुरु के सियाने भी हो जाएंगे. Then we'll become the wise ones, the beloved ones. गुरु के प्यारे हो जाएंगे. ये तो गुस्सा नहीं ना होगा, फिर सारे आम तुसी चंगे लगो. How many of you actually get angry and people say, "What a beautiful person you are"? Good. Mape ke dende? So your parents say, "I really like you when you're angry." Do they say that? No. So when you hit your brother, you hit your sister, do parents say, "Here, I'm going to buy you a new game"? They don't say that. Why is that? Because nobody likes a person who gets angry. Same way, if you're greedy, you go to your friend's house, you say, "Oh, well, take all your toys to my house." Guess how many friends you're going to have in the next few days? 0. See, you understand all the concepts. ये दोस्तां ने घरे जाके चीज़ां चक के घर नूं लै जाणियां, फिर किन्ने के दोस्त रह जाणगे? 0. So that means you should have those good qualities. How many do you think who never get angry? कम से कम भी सच बोले, honey. God doesn't get angry, yes. And ऐसी कभी कभी कह देने जो मीम हो जाते पहले के तरह आपको बड़ा गुस्सा आया, पता नहीं क्या कुछ कर लिया. We say that. Why is there flooding? Why is there tsunami? Why is there forest fires? Why is there earthquakes? कुछ और आगे शायद आपको गुस्सा आ गया. People say that, and it's certainly not true. That's just the way He created it. He operates it. So in order to get everything that you want in your life, what do you have to become? सियाण. बस इन्नी चीज की समझ सी शब्द दे विचों जे सियाणे हो जाएंगे सारा कुछ मिल जाना है. ते सियाणे होईदा कितना है? How do we become the good ones? ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਾੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਛੱਡ ਦਿਓ, ਬਸ ਚੰਗੇ ਬਣ ਜਾਓਗੇ, ਚੰਗੇ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰੇ. It's that simple. Sikhi is that simple. So how many of you think you're really 6 right now? See? That means we have to become 6. Apa Sikh banna hai. Apa jamme nahi si Sikh. Sikhan de ghare jamme si. We were born in a Sikh family, but we have to become a Sikh. Like when you're born in your parents' house who happens to be a doctor, you have to become a doctor. You have to study to become a doctor. Pad ke doctor banna padna. So we talk about we should worship God, we should do this. Why do we worship God? Who is God? Generator, operator, destroyer. What does that mean? Yeah, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਠਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ. ਤਿੰਨੇ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਉਹ ਕਰਦਾ. Now somebody in the Langar Hall had a question yesterday. Is God a man or a woman? How many of you think He's a man? The Gurmani says, Tu mera pita, tu hai mera mata. What does the word mata means? Mother. Is your mother a man? So could God be a woman? And he says, he's my father. Is your father a lady? But he's both. He's our mother and he's our father. So he's both a man or a woman, or maybe he's neither. Do we really need to know? No. We don't need to find that out. We just need to worry about and know and understand that he loves us. ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦਾ, ਬਸ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੀ ਮਾਂ ਦਾ ਰੋਲ ਵੀ ਅਦਾ ਕਰਦਾ, ਸਾਡੇ ਬਾਪ ਦਾ ਰੋਲ ਵੀ ਅਦਾ ਕਰਦਾ। ਉਹ ਬੰਦਾ ਚਾਹੇ ਜ਼ਨਾਨੀ, ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ। That's all we need to know. So why do we worship him? Do we worship God that we make him out of a stone and we say, here's my God in my pocket? Do we wear a locket? Can we put him inside a picture? Yes or no? Yes? Sound confused? We can't. He's everywhere. Then why do we need to put him inside a picture? Why do we need to make him out of a stone? But if he's everywhere, then how do we worship him? How do we make him happy? How do we become his best friends? By giving up the 5 evils. Who is your best friend? Anybody? One person raise your hand and you tell me, what do you like about your best friend? I do this. So if he's funny, you like being funny? You like to laugh, right? What else? Helping? Helpful. Honey? His best friend, why? He's really crazy like me. That means if he's crazy and he said, I'm crazy too, do kamre ikathe ho gaye, do dost ho gaye. Right? It's still a very good answer. Mada jawab nahi hai. ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਦੋਸਤ ਬਣਨਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਸੇ ਵਰਗਾ ਬਣਨਾ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸੁਭਾਅ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਦੋ ਜਾਣੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਣ। How many of you actually are very peaceful and like to have a friend who's a bully? You like your friends to beat you up? How many actually want to have friends that can come and talk to you and be very nice to you? ਸਾਰੇ ਪਸੰਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿ ਦੋਸਤ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਚੰਗਾ ਹੋਵੇ। Is God really fearful? Is he scary? Is he friendly? Yes. So if he's friendly, don't you want to be friends with him? Yes. And how do you become friends with him? If he's friendly, then what do you have to be? Friendly. You have to be friendly. And how do you become friendly? It's a repetition. You have to give up anything bad. ਮਾੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਛੱਡਣੀਆਂ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਦੋਸਤੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਰੱਖਣਾ। ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰਾ ਮਿੱਤਰ ਸਖਾਈ। You're my friend. That is something we have to understand. And this is exactly what is called worship. ਇਹੀ ਭਗਤੀ ਹੈ. This is how you become friends with him. Why should we worship God? God is the generator. What else? Operator and destroyer. ਬਣਾਉਂਦਾ, ਚਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਢਾਉਂਦਾ. And who am I? Am I the body? Or am I something inside me? I'm the soul, you read it. What a tear. I'm the soul in my body. It's whatever keeps me. We said God exists in us. He's inside us. ਜੇ ਕਾਮੁਕ ਮੇਰੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਰੱਬ ਮੇਰੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੈ, then that is truly me. What happens to people that die? They can't operate without God. The operator isn't there anymore. And that's what happens. How many are actually afraid of dying? Why are you afraid of dying? It's just scary, isn't it? Because we don't know what happens to us. What happens if you actually stay here late and nobody here to pick you up? Are you going to be scared? If your mom and dad don't come here to pick you up, are you going to cry? No? You must not like your parents. And ਜੇ ਮਾਪੇ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਸਕੂਲ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਲੈਣ ਆਉਣਗੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ? Where do you think you're going to go? And you're still going to call your mom and dad. That means you want them to come and pick you up. Is that right? ਪਰ ਜੇ ਨਾ ਆਏ ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਕਰੋਗੇ? ਡਰ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਨਾ? When we're going home, let me rephrase that question. When you're going home, are you scared? No. Because you know your mother and your father, your sister and your brother is at home. What if I tell you to go to a stranger's house? That's scary, isn't it? ਜੇ ਕਹੀਏ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਹੋਰ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਓ ਫਿਰ ਡਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਹੈ. If God is our mother, He's our father, and we know Him like that, and we know that we're going to go to Him, would that be scary then? If pata ho maa bhi hai, pyo bhi hai, te kheer nu ode kole jana fir dar kya? We just know Him like a stranger, that's why we get scared. ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਦੇ ਜਾਣਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ, ਪਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਣਾ, ਫਿਰ ਡਰਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ. That's how you become fearless. You know those Sahajadi that took Shahidi? They knew Guruji, they knew God. That's why they weren't scared. How many of you actually remember Bhai Taru Singh? What happened to him? ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਪੜੀ ਲਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਸੀ ਕਾਬਾ. ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਦਿਹਾੜਾ ਸੀ. ਕਿੰਨਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਸੀ? Thank you. ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ. And when is Christmas? What day? December 25th. ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ. ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਭੁੱਲ ਗਏ, ਕ੍ਰਿਸਮਸ ਯਾਦ ਰਹੀ. And that's the tragedy of Sikhism. We should remember what happened to Bhai Taru Singh, Shaheed Bhai Taru Singh. What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? Well, why didn't he cut his hair? Why was he arrested? He wanted to stay a Sikh. Well, he was a Sikh there before. Who was trying to change him? Well, why did the Muslims want to give him Sikhi? I don't think so. Just by killing one Sikh. I mean, they don't like the Sikhs. Why didn't they like them? They didn't like the Sikhs. ਅਸੀਂ ਸਵਾਲ guess what ਕੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. Where does Santa Claus come from? Andy? Where does he store all his toys? Andy? On the North Pole? What is he like? Cookies and milk? I'm just giving you a comparison of how much we know about others, but we don't know about ours. I mean, well, there's got to be a reason. How come they don't want us to be Christians in Canada? We're in a Christian majority country. How come they don't force us? We need to think about these ones so we can appreciate the country we're in. I do. Where do you watch these things? Canada is a free country. She fight Singh, he did what Guruji expects of him. He's sick. He was feeding people, especially the Sikhs who were being killed because they were Sikhs. And they were being killed because they were standing up against the bad guys. They said, no, you can't hurt all these innocent people. And they say, who are you guys? We're the Sikhs. And they say, okay, you think you're tough? We're going to kill you all. And that's what they started doing. So the Sikhs have to go into the jungles. Is there langar, there are restaurants in the jungle? Do people supply food there? So how do they live? Somebody had to give them food. Happens to be Shahid Bhai Thakur Singhs and their family. They started giving them food. And the bad guys found out, they said, oh, we're going to punish you. Either you give up, give us the names of the people where they live. He said, don't care. So we're going to kill you. He said, doesn't matter. So they arrested him. They said, we're going to give you a choice. Either you give up the information and you give up Sikhi, or we're going to kill you. And they were about to cut his ear. I said, that's a part of my Guru's gift. They said, well, it's got to come off your head one way or the other. He said, why don't you just take scalp, take the whole head off? That's what happened. That's how he loved his hair so much. ਅਸੀਂ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਰ ਜੋੜ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ। ਕੇਸ ਲਾਉਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਸੀ, ਆਖਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਕੇਸ ਨਹੀਂ, ਤੇ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਕੋਪੜ ਲਾ ਲਓ। ਇਹ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਚਮਤਕਾਰ ਹੈ। We forget that. ਅਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਲੋਹੇ ਵਰਗੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਉਹ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀ ਨਾਲ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੀਮਤ ਕਟਾਈ। ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ ਕੇਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਵਾਏ, ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕੋਪੜ ਲਾ ਲਾ। You can take my head off, but don't cut my hair. Because that's how I'm recognized. This is my uniform. This is my identity. This is what my Guru gave it to me. It's my gift. I don't want to give it up. And that's what happened. So he took Shahidi by making a stand for things that are dear to a Sikh. And the ones that are really dear to the Guru and God. ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਦੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸੰਤ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਈਆਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਛਾਣ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ। Did he cry? How many of you actually seen picture of Bhai Thakur Singh's? If you haven't, when you sit on the computer, at least Google that and see an image, so you can understand the atrocities, the difficult times they went through, and still didn't give up their case. their area, because it was so important to them. Because that's how a Sikh is identified, who's committed. So we need to understand Sikhi the way it was meant to be. So how do we worship God then? Was that a worshipping of God? He said, God gave me that gift. Akal Purkh ne case that their Guru ne meri more lai hai, so I'm not going to give it up. Isn't that worshipping Him? Yes or no? Yes. So are we really worshipping Him if we give up the things that Guruji told us to keep? We're not sure? So why do we worship God? Because He's the most powerful. How many of you actually go to school and you tell the principal what to do? Do you walk into school and tell the principal to go get your bag from the car? Yes or no? You do? Wait a minute. And He's our principal. He's the most powerful. He tells us what to do. He makes us. He operates us. Nobody can tell Him what to do. But the Sikhs, the Gurus that taught us, introduced us to Him, they became like Him. So what does God want us to do? He doesn't want us to do anything. Isn't that a good thing for you guys? Now you don't have to do anything. How many of you actually like the homework? The ones that like the homework, if you truly do, I want you to read about SINGH for tomorrow. And how many are willing to come on the stage and share that information with the others? Okay. Do you just remind me tomorrow, I want you to be on the stage to actually talk about Singh Singh. Okay? Is that a promise? ਦੱਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਬੇਟੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਹੱਥ ਖੜੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਭਾਈ ਤਾਰੂ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਣੀ ਹੈ Is that a promise? Good. We don't really have anything that belongs to us. We said He makes us. If He made us, does that body belong to us? Yes or no? So that's His. I'm going to skip through these 3 lines so we can actually, because He gives us everything. And He is the caretaker. Remember we said He makes us, He operates us, and then He destroys us. There's only one Lord, and He gives us everything. And this is the critical, we discussed this with the adults here last Wednesday, and we're continuing this one here. What is worship? You 2 घंटे बैठ के पानी पढ़ ली वो भक्ति है अकाल पुरख की भक्ति 24 घंटे है You worship Him all the time. The way you respect Him. ਉਹਦਾ ਆਦਰ ਤੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਪੈਚ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ How many actually would like to go and do drugs and tell your parents to when you come home? Nobody does. How many are here willing to go and steal something from the superstore today? And why is that? What's going to happen to you guys? I mean, because it's a bad stuff and you could go to jail. कोई नहीं चोरी करके लाए क्योंकि पता फड़ हो जाना डर लगता है पुलिस वाले ने फड़ के ले जाना Shouldn't we have that much respect for our guru? That if we did something bad, he's not going to like us, maybe we'll be punished. Do we think about him? No, we don't. Thank you for being honest. The way you worship him is to give up those 5 bad things and get the 5 good things. You have the qualities in your character. You're nice to your friends. You're helpful. You don't get angry. You show respect for everybody else around you. You show respect for your parents. And without those qualities, there is no devotion, there is no friendship of God. Everything else is all fake. That's why a Sikh reads Japji every day. Without those qualities, there is no devotion, there is no worship. And those qualities are the same what the Lord has. He's kind. He doesn't hate anybody. He likes everybody. He loves everybody. वो निर्भव है, निर्वैर है, किसी को नफरत नहीं करता, सारे को प्यार करता है. ये ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਰਗੇ ਬਣ ਗਏ. ਸਾਡਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੀ ਫੋਕਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਚੱਲੇ ਵੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਛੱਡ. If we don't understand the teachings, the discussions that we have at this stage, if we sit here and we come here, we pay our fees by spending the time. जिंदगी जो समा भी कटिया पर आके गुरु दी एक गल नहीं सुनी फिर कोई भक्ति नहीं. There is no friendship with God. There is no friendship with the Guru, and we're not even Sikhs then. God is the giver and we're the beggars. Let me ask you one thing, and we're going to come to that example, probably not today. If you teach, how many of you got actually a best teacher? And who is your best teacher? Read this and Gurmat. Without the classes, how many this? And then go, get up on school, some favorite teacher get up. Grade 1 and 2. Lord, I get a favorite teacher. Why? She was really nice. And did she teach you something? You did. You learned a lot. Lord, our favorite teacher, what happens if one day you grew up and you want to go back and you give them a present? Would that be a nice gesture? Yes? How many of you are actually bringing a gift for me tomorrow? Good. Just the fact you show up as a gift for me. Okay? When you like a teacher, you may want to go there one day and you want to give them a hug, you want to say some nice words, you give them a present. Even if you just made a little, scribbled a picture of the teacher, it looked like a little cartoon, and you say, teacher, that's your picture, I made it for you. Does the teacher get angry? How many of you actually done that? For Mother's Day and Father's Day, you actually made little pictures of your parents, and then they'll look at it, they just laugh at it, right? But they don't say anything. They say, we love it. We all done that, right? But it is what the effort that you put in there. Don't you feel good when you do something like that? And that is the way we do it. We come to our group, and the money we put in the goal, it's not some sort of a donation. कोई दान नहीं है कि गुरु दे के भेंट रखी जाती है. कोई भी चीज लेके आने के गुरु पातशाह तुसीं सानूं बहुत सोहनी सिक्ख्या दिंदे हो. बोल तां मेरे कोल कोई शब्द नहीं सी आ थोड़ा जिहा मैं लेके आया. This is the feeling we should have in our minds. We come to the Guru, we come to the Gurdwara, we should have a little feeling of love and expression for the Guru. And how many of you actually feel that way when you truly, honestly, this is? How many of you actually feel excited to come to the Gurdwara on a daily basis? How How many actually learned something from the class? Good. Thank you. How many of you actually now can go to your friends and tell them who's a sick? Who's a sick then? And absolutely. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਆ, ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ, ਵਿਚਾਰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਤਾਰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ। कम से कम एक क्लास की इन्नी प्राप्ति हो जाए कि सानू पता पछाण हो जाए कि सिख कौन है, ताकि तुसीं कल नूं सिख बनन वाले पासे भी करोगे तो तुहानूं पता लगने पहुंचना कित्थे सी। हाँ जी, है नी? तुसीं दसो पिछे। It's a curriculum. What exactly is Gurbani? Maybe a white person doesn't understand that. Or a Spanish person doesn't understand that. What is Gurbani? How would you explain to your friend what is Gurbani? The teachings of our Guru, Sadi Guru di Sikhya, Sadi Guru di Bani. Just break it down in 2 words. Gurbani, Guru di Bani, Guru de Bo. The things that my Guru told me. Guru di Bani, Guru de Bo. Guru de Upadesh, Guru's teachings, Guru's guidance. Anything else your friends will ask you? No? You feel confident now going into the school? How many actually understand why we wear the Qur'an? You see this one? Why do we wear the Qur'an? Are you wearing one? Good. If you're wearing your Qur'an, raise your hand. Why aren't the other ones wearing it? And why do we wear the Qur'an? You don't want? What you like to sing it? What is in the Qur'an? That's what parents tell you. If you're scared, it will make the evil go. Your dad like outside dad do running it. Karena you don't affect the pan on the glory piece. It's part of the 5 Ks. There's got to be a better reason for it. And सारे ने सराने कड़े रख देने सी बस कराचो अलार्म ही खत्म कर देंगे अपना कड़ा पौने को तो कहा मैं ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੱਲ ਹੱਥ ਚੱਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹੀ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੱਥ ਚੱਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੱਥ ਚੱਕਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਨੂੰ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ How many actually heard about handcuffs? Who uses them? The police officer. What happens when a police officer puts your cuffs on? हथकड़ियां सारे को पता है जो पुलिस वाला हथकड़ी डालता है फिर तुसी कहते हैं मैं तो घर नहीं चले No. Where do you go? You go to jail. Why? It doesn't matter what you did. Once the police officer put a cuff on you, you don't have a choice to go somewhere else. You go where the policeman wants you to go. And that's the only place the policeman will take you is the jail. Now let's think about it. Police wale ne hathkadi godan ch paati te police wale tak kale thane tak jande ne jail tak jande ne ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਚੋਇਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੇਗੀ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਜਾਣਾ। ਇਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਹੱਥਕੜੀ ਹੈ। This is the Guru's handcuff. Once we wear it, we go where the Guru tells us to go. We do what the Guru tells us to do. एक गुरु ने इस करके नहीं लाई कि तुसी गलत कीता है, ये प्यार दी हथकड़ियां ने। I hope you understand the concept. It is a constant reminder we should do. I'm bound to my Guru. मैं बंदा बेखरीद. I'm a slave to you, my Lord. So I'll do whatever you want me to do. And if I'm ever to forget it, this Kara is going to remind me I'm your slave. मालिका मैं तेरे को गहने नहीं, मैं तेरे को बैग रखे, मैं तेरा खरीद दिया, मैं जो कहेगा मैं करना। बस इसे चीज की कदे कड़े जो याद है जो बंदा माड़े काम छड़ जाता। You should remember this. How many of you actually will be able to explain the 5 Ks now, at least the Kara? Do we understand why we wear it? Not because Raat nu dar nahi lagna. If you're going to leave the house in the middle of the night, there's no lights, you're going to be still scared. If you're going to steal, you're still going to be scared. If you're going to be angry, it's going to cause problems. Je daronge na, maade kamma karke daronge. Kade na dar le janda kyunki Guru kade maada kam karan nu kehda hi. Guru never tells you to do something bad, and if you never do anything bad, you will never be scared. इसी पिछे ਉਹਦੇ ਸਿਧਾਂਤ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਕੜਾ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਾਇਆ ਜਾਵੇ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਭੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਣਾ। ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਸਰਾਣੇ ਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਰੱਖਤਾ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਜਵਾ ਕੇ ਰੋਣਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਫੇਰ ਵੀ ਰੋਣਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਭੁੱਖ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੈ। I hope we understand. We're going to talk about some of the other keys in the coming days. Okay? I hope you actually understand this concept of the kara. How many of you actually did understand that? And how many wants to be the slave of the Guru? We should make that happen. Okay, we're going to end the class. There's a couple of minutes over. We're going to continue that one tomorrow. Which case should we talk about tomorrow? We talked about the Kara now. Case? How many of you are going to actually go prepare? It's good. Shaheed Bhai Taru Singh di Shahadat Bopar. We'll talk about the case tomorrow. क्योंकि सिख की पछाण ने क्यों केस सिख वास्ते जरूरी है। How many of you are actually going to go and study about it and share your knowledge with us? That's very good. Okay, we're going to end the class here today, right here. We're going to fold our hands and with smiles on our face, we're going to say,